Exchange rates. Every country in the world has got their own currency. In South Africa, we use the South African rand, which we use the symbol R for it, but on the stock exchange, it's known as ZAR. In America, they use the US dollar, USD, which has got that symbol. And in Europe, they use the euro, but they used to use different currencies before the euro. Like, for example, in England, they use the British pound. Now, our question is asking us, when we're talking about exchange rates, we're talking about how much is each rand or dollar or pound worth. In order for us to be able to figure that out, you must realize that what we are actually exchanging is the value of gold. So when we are talking about exchange rate, we are saying, okay, one gram of gold equals this much in rand, this much in dollars, this much in pounds, and that's genuinely what we are exchanging. On the screen, we are given an exchange rate that says $1 is 10 rand. 1 US dollar is 10 rand and 47 cents. The question is, how many rands for $50? This is relatively easy because we're working with one. So if there's one in one of the two options, then it's an easy thing to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, what do I do to 1 to get to 50? $1 to $50, I multiply by 50. I do the same on the right that I did on the left. And I say $10. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to say 10 rand 47 cents multiplied 10.47 multiplied by 50 gives us a total of, 523.50. So we have 523 rand and 50 cents for $50. Let's do question B. Let's make my ink bigger. Okay, question B says, how many dollars will you get for 50 rand? So if $1 is 10 rand 47 cents, how many dollars in question mark for 50 rand? Now, again, I said it's easier if this was sensible, right? So this is, okay. If we do the same thing we did in the previous one and we ask the question, what do I do to 10 rand to get here? That becomes tricky. So instead of doing that, I'm going to ask the question, what can I do to 50 rand to get to 10, right? So let's do that. We're going to say 50 rand divided by 1047. So we're going to say 50 divided by 10,47 gives me 4.775. 4.775. So this is 4,775. If I'm going from bottom to top, I am going to do the same thing on this side, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to say $1 multiplied by 4.775. So going down is multiply, going up is divide. But the same amount applies, which means that 50 rand is actually equal to, let's put this in dollars, $4.78 rands. Okay, so what do you need to know? When we are writing our exchange rates, it's always easier to write it as two equations, one on top of the other, and then to see the relationship between the two equations. Sometimes we have to write three equations. So let's do another example. This calculator cost £12.80. You buy it over the internet. So you need to pay an additional £3.30 for delivery and other costs. In total, you pay 289 rand and 32 cents. What is the exchange rate for the pounds? So in our previous example, what we saw was we made an equation where we said one currency, pounds, is equal to another currency, rands, right? On our rand section, we have an amount of 289 rand and 32 cents. That's straightforward. But on the pound section, we have two numbers, right? We've got 1280 and we've got 330. So we need to add them up to get the total for the pounds. So that becomes 11, that becomes 6. And so in total, we've got 16 pounds and 10 cents. Okay, so we are making an equation saying 16 pounds and 10 cents is equal to 289 rand and 32 cents. Now the question is, what's the exchange rate for 1 pound? A means 1, so we want to know 1 pound. So the answer must say 1 pound is equal to something in rands. And to calculate that, you are going to say, what do I do here to get to there? And the answer is you're going to divide by 16,10. What I do this side, I do on this side, and I'm going to divide by 16,10. So to do that, I'm going to say 289,32, 289, no, let's clear that, 289.32 divided by 16.10. That gives me 17,97. Let's go back. 17 rand and 97 cents for 1 pound. And that's your final answer. Here's another question. In the year 2010, $1 was 7 rand 53 cents and 1 pound was 12 rand 52 cents. How many pounds could you get for $50? That's a good question. So now we've got 3 exchanges, right? And we now need to move from dollars to pounds. How are we going to do this? You are going to make an equation that says, hold on. My dollars says $1 is equal to 7 rand 53 cents. So $50 is equal to, in rands, what did I do? I said times 50 on both sides. Okay, so let's do that. New 7.53 multiplied by 50, 376.5. 376.50. That is how much it costs to get $50 in rands, right? To get $50 in rands, it's 300 rands. Now, how do we go from rands to pounds? So if I now say a different equation, I'm going to say 1 pound is equal to 12,52. Now I know that $50 is actually equal to 376,50. The question is, how many pounds do I need here? So again, last time what we did was we went up, right? So I'm going to divide the big number by the small number, and I'm going to say, let's do that. 375, no, delete that. Okay. 376.5 divided by 12.52. And that gives me 30,071. So that means it's 30,07 pounds. What did I do here? I said divided by 12,52. And then this one, I will then eventually multiply by 12,52. So that's how we get the exchange rates. Let's do one more example. Here is a statement that says, we've got 1 rand is $0.08995, 0.05225 pounds, and 0.09996 Australian dollars. How many Australian dollars for 400 rand? Let's answer that. So we know that 1 rand is equal to 0.09996 Australian dollars. So to get to 400, I multiply both sides by 400 and I get a total of 0, hold on, let me find the question quick. 0.9996 times 400, 39.984. So that becomes 39.984 or 39.98 Australian dollars. That's question number 1. Question number 2 says, how many rands do you need for 600 US dollars? So we know that 1 rand is equal to 0.08995 US dollars. How many rands is in question? $4, 600. So what do we do here? We are going to go from the bottom up and we're going to say 600 divided by that. So 600 divided by that, divide by 0.08995. So we're going to say 600 divided by 0.08995 gives me 6,670 rand and 37 cents. Yeah. 6,600, 6670.37. 6670.37 is your answer there. Question number 3 says, how much is a fountain pen and a graphical calculator bought together over the internet? So the pen is in dollars and the calculator is in pounds. Let's see if we can do that. So first we're going to convert the pen, right? So let's say the pen is a dollar conversion. So we know 1 rand is equal to 0.08995. And we want to have the amounts in rand. So this is US dollars. Let's assume it's US because they're not telling us if it's US or Australian. Let's go with US dollars. Okay. So fountain pen is 40. So this is going to be 40,51. And we're going to go that way. Divide the big by the small. The second one is going to be for the calculator. We're going to say 1 rand is equal to 0.05225 pounds. So how many rands for, we want 65.42 pounds. Again, you're going to go that way in order to divide. So let's do those two quickly. For our first one, we are saying 40.51 divided by 0.08995 gives us 450.36. That is 450.36 rands. And then the calculator is going to be 65.42 divided by 0.05225. That gives me 1,252.06. Now notice that 7 rounds the 5 up to 6. 1,252.06. 1,252.06 rands. So in total, I am going to say 450.36 plus 1252,06. Add those two up. That's 12 carry 1, 4, decimal comma, 2, 0 carry 1, 7, 1. So in total, it is 1,702 Rand and 42 cents. So this is how we work with exchange rates. We always try to figure out, how do I go from one number to the next? In our set, you have a currency and another currency equal to each other, and you have a repetition at the bottom. In this instance, you will have 3 numbers will be given to you, and you are looking for 1. If this number is 1, then this is easy, you multiply. However, if this number is not 1, then you are going to divide this one here and multiply on the left. I hope this made sense to you. Please click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. We have completed exchange rates. I think next up we're going to do profit, loss, discount, and VAT.